Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody who's listening and seeing this presentation. This is my pleasure to introduce to you today. My name is Amr Salah. I am heading the Utilities Development and Sustainability Program in King Abdullah Economic City. And today I'm gonna to present to you what we did for the last 10 years in King Abdullah Economic City in terms of utilities innovation as a case study for a smart city. First of all, let me give you some information about what is King Abdullah Economic City. We'd like to call it cake. Everybody likes cake, but I like cake that is a very smart city in terms of infrastructure and utilities. Cake actually, it is a logistic and residential commercial hub in the east coast of Saudi Arabia. And we designed Cake to be as bold as a strategic move of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and in compliance with their vision for 2030. At a point between Europe, Africa, and Asia, and of course in the Far East in India and China, we believe that Cake should be the hub of logistic and commercial movement in the region. That's why Cake, one of the kind of this type of cities which have been developed, and it is developed by a private sector, which is our company, Amr, the Economic City. This is the first city in the world is developed by a private sector. And this is a very good example of public-private partnership between the government of Saudi Arabia and the private sector. Today, we are going to illustrate what we did develop for Cake so far. Cake has been initiated in 2008, and today is 2021. Until now, we developed almost about 15-20% of the whole area of the city. We have almost about 130 industrial investors between logistic, industrial, commercial, and manufacturing hub. We have King Abdullah Port, up to 3 million TEU annual capacity for containers. And we have 2 hospitals and clinics, 18-hole golf course, 3 educational institutions, 10 mixed-use districts for residential commercial, almost about 10,000 residential units. That means about 50 to 60,000 residential capita. We have 2 4-star and 5-star hotels, up to 500 rooms. The whole area of the city is about 184 kilometers square. 20%, as I said, it is developed so far, and 15 is under development, and the rest is under planning. It is actually a huge city in terms of area. This is equal to Washington, D.C. area, and we are trying to do this as a model of a true smart city. As I said, we are talking about 184 million meter square or kilometer square. We have the port is about 14.6 million meters square, which is the port area. And we have 470,000 meters square for high-speed railway, which is one of the stations of the high-speed railway in the west coast of Saudi Arabia is coming from Mecca, Medina, and King Abdullah Economic City. We have about 48.8 million meter squares is actually total industrial and logistic districts area. We spend about 9 billion SAR for infrastructure investment to have a state-of-the-art infrastructure. And of course, the infrastructure will supply water, potable water for the industries and the residential, about 30,000 meter cube. This is our current demand. And we are installing about 3,300 meters. They are smart meters, and we are talking about the smart meter in a while. Plus, we have about 310 kilometer length of water transmission distribution system. We have 500 megavolt ampere connected load in the national grid, equipped also by almost 3,500 meters for a smart meter for electricity and digital billing. We have 12 kilometer length of high voltage transmission system, 1,200 MV LV distribution electricity grid, 4,000 14,000 poles of LED street lighting, 12.8 kilometer length of dry gas network to serve the gas zone in our industrial area for our industrial customers, 240 kilometer of roads, 161 kilometer for drainage system, 2,000 of sewage treatment per day. Of course, this is very initial stage. We have 200 plus kilometer of sewage gravity for Spain, 460 of fiber optic network for telecommunication. Of course, we have a very ambitious and aggressive, to be honest, sustainability program. We have to assure that we have 100% of water desalination from a renewable source and 100% of wastewater treatment and reuse for irrigation. So our irrigation 100% is coming from a reused water. 20% for waste recycling in cake, and it is likely to increase over time. And we have a very conservative model for irrigation conservation to utilize our irrigation water. We have 100% of utility service 24/7. And of course, we have a very stringent KPIs for SAIFI compared to benchmark of 1.1. We almost have 0 incident per year for water cut and a power cut in the city. Considering the fact the city is in the middle of the desert, they are not connected to anywhere in the civilization yet. Our nearest big city is Rabat, is about 35 kilometer distance, and Jeddah is about 100 kilometer distance. I believe this is a very challenging to have 0 cut for power and water and other utility services. This comes because we have a proper design for our infrastructure, and we assure that we have addressed all the reliability and redundant utilities services within the city. We have multiple services actually, as it illustrated in front of you now, and from energy sector and water sector. We have an energy sector, we are connected to the national grid by a reservation of 500 MVA. And we are having 3 substations in pipeline. 2 of them have been already constructed. 1 of them is operational. We have the dry gas pipeline, which is connected to Aramco to provide gas for our industrial use for this gas furnace. We have about 60 connections for new customers. Currently, we have 3 to 5 customers in the pipeline. District cooling is one of the innovative solutions for our cooling. You know that cooling is about 70% of our power and electricity bill. District cooling is saving up to 50%, as it will be illustrated in a minute. Renewable energy, of course, this is mandate now in the Saudi Arabia Vision 2030. Therefore, we have to consider renewable energy in our infrastructure. Water, as we said, we have a plant up to 60,000 meter cube per day with an seawater reverse osmosis plant technology. We will talk a little bit in a while on this. And we have a water network and distribution system. Sewage treatment plant is one of the innovative solutions we used in our plant and our city. We treat up to 12,000 meter cube per day. However, the demand now is a little bit in the initial stage. First, let me elaborate a little bit on the water desalination plant. This is actually live photographs you can find in the in front of you. We have in the here in the left hand side, we have the intake, open intake coming from the sea, and here the process building covered all with solar power plant. So this plant is 30,000, can be upgraded to 60,000 without having any civil expansions. It is 100% environmental friendly, with 60% less energy versus other technologies which producing water. I can imagine that we are spending about 3.9 kilowatt hour to desalinate 1 meter cube of water, while other technology can spend about 14 kilowatt hours to produce 1 meter cube of water. We have energy recovery systems inside the plant to make this conservation and economical of scale. Outside of the plant, we have a very good system for water quality monitoring to assure that the water quality is consistent and reliable for different type of customers. like residential, industrial, leisure, and tourism. We are fitting all of this, as we said. Smart meters can monitor the leakages, can monitor an instantaneous readings for the customers. So any customer can use his mobile phone, as you can see, to see how much he consumed water so far and what is the projected water consumption. Maybe this is not that essential for residential, but it is very essential for leisure, tourism, hotels, and industrial hubs, who's actually very concerned about their efficiency. The other systems I'd like to speak about is renewable energy and district cooling. Renewable energy, as we just see the photographs, this is the first utility scale providing renewable energy for water desalination plant in the Western province in Saudi Arabia. This is one of the kind that covered the process building and provided up to 2 megawatt. It's about 20% of the power demand required for water desalination plant. Our savings, because of that, it's about 700,000 reals per year saving. Of course, by expanding more and more of this capacity, the savings will be much more appreciated. We are talking about something like 7 to 9 years payback period for this investment. The beautiful of that our environmental impact is magnificent. We have about 6.5 million pounds of carbon emission have been saved and eliminated, which is equal to plant about 30,000 trees per year. District cooling is another challenge. As we said, that 70% of our electricity bill is coming from cooling consumption. Therefore, we need to have a very efficient system for our cooling. District cooling will provide 50% less energy for the water chillers versus the air-cooled chillers. Our demand is about 20,000 ton refrigeration. This is the started demand. And our consumptions average about 60 terawatt hour per year. This is our energy consumption for this, which is saving about 17 million reals per year by using this district cooling versus the other air-cooled chillers. Of course, this is not like something it is easy to start with, and it is always in the very primary stage to start with this type of systems. But the harvest of that is magnificent, and over the time, when we reach the 2030 vision of Saudi Arabia, we can meet their target. Their target is to start by having up to 30 to 50 gigawatt of solar power. This is actually a huge target and a very ambitious target. We need to match that. Last but not least, we have a utility command center that we need to connect all these systems all together by a very smart solution, how the operator for the whole city can see all the systems, including water leakage system, including water quality analyzers, including pumping stations, AMR system, automatic meter reading systems for water and power, RO plants, sewage treatment plants, storage tanks. Everything can be monitored instantaneously and to be reflected into your screen. So the operation director, whoever it is in the manager level, he can see the operations in situ, and he can see any measures for improvement and areas of increasing efficiencies on spot. Now, I'm going to shift a little bit into our residential homes and perfect homes, as we like to call them. Utilities, when it is very ambitious, or let's say very advanced and innovative, it has nothing to do if we are not providing our customers with their homes that it can be also smart and integrated to our utility systems. So I need to shed some light on our design for the perfect homes. Starting from lighting, we are using the light as a decorative element, and we are trying to have this mood into a very efficient LED lamps to make a proper conservation on the power consumption. I'm not going to elaborate anymore on this, because you know what? This LED is now as a mandate. It is a mandate technology. We need to utilize this, giving a saving up to 40 to 50% of our lighting bill compared with the normal bulbs. In terms of ventilation, in terms of natural ventilation or shading strategies, this is having a very big impact into reduction in our lighting modes, in our air conditioning, and in our insulation, and in our heat dissipation into the homes or the houses, starting from wall thicknesses, double glazed windows. All of this type of material, it has a significant impact in our energy solutions and in our energy conservation strategy. In terms of MAP initiatives, we have ducted central package unit to assure that our air conditioning is efficient and our energy is very conservative. The well constructed details for this type of homes, it assures a proper insulation to have a proper thermal insulation inside. So your cooling system is not going to be wasted unnecessarily. This will provide you 40% of your energy consumption. As well as we are talking about LED lights, we're talking now about central solar water heating system rather than to use power. This gives you 100% of your power reduction for water heaters. Plumbing fixtures. Plumbing fixtures also is a very essential part in this story for the water consumption. Water efficiency is also another topic we need because water equals energy in this type of the world. We talked about doors, we talked about frames for the glazed window and all of that. All over, it will give you an overall 40% reduction in your energy consumption. Not only that, we're trying to go for some renewable initiatives to have like wind air brush, Bosch for these gardens and some polyvolt for solar panels on the roofs. Again, we're talking about solar water heater and how we can use it. We have some innovative wastewater treatment within each house, if we are talking about houses. So you can reuse your water or gray water into your flush tank and your irrigation for the garden. All these initiatives have been well illustrated, piloted, and now we are selling our product as a very integrated product to our customers. I hope this quick presentation gave you some idea about King Abdullah Economic City, our vision, how it is linked to Saudi Arabia 2030 vision. Hopefully it is contributed to that, and our care about customers with the diversification we have, industrial, tourism, leisure, commercial, residential, to satisfy their different needs in terms of utilities, redundancy, and reliability. Sustainability, it is in our focal point of interest, and actually it is now a mandatory. Without sustainable cities, the cities or even the economics cannot maintain their growth and efficiency. Thank you very much for your patience and interest. And I hope that if you can have any questions, I'm happy to give my feedback.
Thank you very much, Amr Salah. Such an interesting presentation and so many key takeaways in this. I especially liked the comment you made about the area is almost equal to Washington, DC. I mean, it's a huge, huge area that is being built up. I think the key here is that sustainability is going to improve in phases because, as you said, only about 15% is developed, 20% is developed, 15% under development. How does question which is coming, I can see from the audience, is that how will you scale, just like you're going to scale the development of the city, how will you scale the sustainability to ensure that your targets are consistently met over time? Go ahead, Amr.
Thank you. It's actually a very, very intelligent question. Sustainability is a measure, actually. It is a relatively measure. We have about 17 aspects in the sustainability as per the United Nations. And we are trying to promote some of these 17 aspects into the city gradually until we reach the 17. Actually, nowadays we have some certain KPIs. I may discuss about them regarding water, wastewater, irrigation, and energy conservation. We have a clear KPIs. This KPIs is actually measured and monitored every quarter. We need to assure that our methodologies, strategies are in compliance to these KPIs and complementary to our vision and plans. Whenever we miss this KPI, that means we need to do our work again or do our homework again to assure that the strategies are met and the KPIs are met over time. And whenever we have these KPIs, we need to raise the bar to reach. One of the examples that we have a KPI of renewable energy up to 5%. Next year will be 10%. The year after will be 15%. So we need to have always ambitious goals to achieve. So we can achieve our Saudi Arabia vision by 2030 when they actually targeting 50% of their actual connected power to be coming from renewable energy. This is very ambitious and this is very stretched target, to be honest. However, we can do it, inshallah.
So very interesting answer over there. I'm sure with your leadership and innovation skills, these targets will be met. Another very quick question over here. What is the role of the central smart system which you showed? You showed a central hub. Is it monitoring efficiency day to day, or does it have any other strategic role? Go ahead.
It is actually a live monitoring for your operation performance. So basically, all these systems need to be communicating to each other. In terms of, for a small example, in terms of the water tanks the level need to be monitored. So it is giving a signal to the water production hub to increase or decrease their transmission system or distribution system. The operator or the director operator, he need to see all these systems in one screen. You need to assure that the KPIs for sustainability and the operation excellency and efficiencies are met. Plus, it is like a vision tool and a maintenance tool to assure that the equipments are available and are performing as per the quality control plan.
Very interesting. That seems to be like the ideal smart city control panel, for which every smart city designer would have liked to see the full dashboard of the smart city in one place. So congratulations on meeting these huge innovation objectives. And thank you once again, Amr, for an absolutely fascinating presentation.
My pleasure to participate on this great event, and hope the others are participating on that and sharing knowledge and experience to actually, this is the only way to learn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amr.
Thank you very much.